This is a new section for audio enhancements. What we're going to do here now is show you how you can fine tune a track to make sure that the volume is usable. One of the problems we have, well, first of all, we're going to import an audio file. If you look here, it should be under Sogon. And this file is from one of our singers. You can see that the audio varies, the level of the audio varies. That's because this is a woman singing. So let's listen to the original.
Carian Mansin Dan Verdbrun.
You can see when she sings these high notes or these long drawn out notes, she gets her voice gets very loud. The problem with that is that it means the other audio has to be kept at a lower level so as not to distort when she sings these high things. So one way to fix this is to bring her level up everywhere so she sounds at a similar level. Let's see what she sounds like here.
Carian Mansin Dan Verdbrun.
Okay, so that's a bit of a problem. So we're just going to work with this piece. We're going to take this piece. We're going to control, well, we'll keep the whole thing in there. So one of the things that we have is a tool called a compressor. So Effect, Compressor. What a compressor does is it allows us to go through all of these channels and raise their level. So if I use the default setting, Manage, Default Preset, let's see, Factory Presets, and set it to default. These are the default presets. So let's apply them and see what happens. Now we are going to check Makeup Gain to 0 dB after compressing. Okay, so there we go. Now you notice that one of the things got a spike. We'll fix that at the end. But now let's hear it. I mean, what you can see is you can see that it did some things, but it didn't do very much to it. But what I can do is I can come in here and say, all right, I only want to compress this. Effect, Repeat Compressor. Now everything looks a little bit more. Let's come in here and say, I may want to expand this so I could see a little bit better. I'm going to hit Control R to repeat the compressor. Right? That might be a little severe. Oh, we'll do everybody. We'll get them in the same act. Control R. All right. Minus. I'm going to close it down again. Now let's hear what it sounds like.
Carian Mansin Dan Verdbrun.
You still get the effect. You get the effect of what she's doing. Towards here, I didn't like this, but I can go back now and say, all right, let me take these guys because it's too loud, and do an Effect, Amplify, -1. Right? So it brings it down a little bit.
Carian Mansin Dan Verdbrun.
So what you can see is now the levels are somewhat the same. You still get the effect of what she's trying to do. There's other ways of doing this that you can change it, but having these peaks and valleys the way they are here will still give her the range that she wanted, but the levels will be better. Now, you can see that the volume is louder, which means you're going to have her cranked way down as far as volume, but you're going to have more finer control over what she's doing. The other thing I want to show you here, and you play with this and figure out how you want to do it. Get it to the way you want it. One of the things that always bothered me is when people take a breath. They said that Frank Sinatra, you could never hear him breathe, but I want you to listen for when she's taking a breath.
Dan Verdbrun.
See, right there, there's her breath. Hear it? All right, what I want to do is I just want to lower her breath. I had been experimenting with removing it altogether. So let's remove it altogether. Let's say generate silence. And let's hear what that sounds like.
Carian Mansin Dan Verdbrun.
Okay, that's kind of cool. Unfortunately, it sounds like she's a machine because we just turned her off, which we did. So what instead of doing this, I'm going to say Effect, Amplify, -1. And then I'm going to hit Control R a whole bunch of times. See it shrinking? Now listen to it.
Carjan man sin, dan verdbrun.
See? You can still hear it, but it's very subtle. So it still sounds like she's doing it. It still sounds like she's doing it, but you can hardly hear it. This woman is a really good singer, and I have heard her in certain pieces of this when she's rushed take a really deep breath, and it was very distracting. So I hand edited all of these so that I could do this.
Carjan man sin, dan verdbrun.
I'm still not. I think this is too loud. I still think this is. I like this here, but I think this is too loud. So I'm going to open up this a little more so I get it the way I want. I'm just going to knock this down another -1. Effect, amplify, -1. Okay. I think that's okay. You get the idea? So you can do this. You can play with this. You can edit. You can cut sounds out. I'm not showing you any of that now, but I want you to play with that. What I mean is you can go and edit individual words out of a sentence and change it up that way. Actually, maybe I'll show you how to do that. So this is just enhancing the audio to get it the way you want.